coming today. For those who don't know, my name is Ben and I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at Arts Disability Services. So welcome and thank you. What we'll do is we'll make a start so that we don't all have to wait out here, we can actually start to see the interesting bits. So before I begin, I would like to welcome Alan Oliver, or his full name is Gurabara, to welcome us.
I'd like to welcome you all on giving you country from the elders and the up and coming and the past and present of the elders. I'd like to welcome you on country here, and it's our honour to do this because everybody, we all need this to work together and to help one another. And I believe there's no different race, no different nationality, no different resources. So we all human beings and we all got the same. And I believe that we all deserve a chance. And that means everybody. And I'd love to see the disability might get a chance. So I'm so quite honoured and happy that you have me here. And I'm so grateful and so grateful to give you this for the children. And for everybody that needs it, adult children, whatever. But whoever's in Dire Straits, this place will be opening ground for everybody. So I thank you for all being here, and thank you for welcoming me here. But you have a lovely day, and I'm so honoured to be here for you guys.
So today I also just need to acknowledge the number of people who would like to be here today with us that were unable to make it. So that includes Craig Crawford, Michael Keeley, Curtis Pitts, Warren Ent, Bob Manning, Graham Caldwell, Elmarie Gobler, Peter Galbraith, John Haywood, Susie Lord, and Natasha Ribbett. And I'd also like to acknowledge everyone who gets to be with us today. Next up, I would like to invite Harry Morris, the Executive Director of Regional Strategy for the Department of State Development, Infrastructure, Local Government and Planning. I've said that massively. To come and say a few words on behalf of the Queensland Government, who supported us with the project to the tune of $1 million through the Community Infrastructure Investment Partnership.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, everyone. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we are gathered today, the Yidinji people, and pay my respect to elders past and present, and extend that respect to the First Nations people who are here today. And thank you for your welcome. It was really lovely. I also acknowledge the VIPs and dignitaries here today. And we've got Deputy Mayor Terry, thank you. Councillor Catherine Zygers, lovely to meet you earlier. Councillor Rob Pine, nice to meet you. And Councillor Amy Eden. Are you? No, Councillor Amy Eden. On the way. So, as Ben said, my name is Carrie Morris. I'm currently the Acting Executive Director of Regional Strategy, and I won't repeat the name of the department again because we'll be here forever. It's a long one, but my day job usually is the Director of Social Infrastructure Strategy, and this is a magnificent piece of social infrastructure or community infrastructure. Really important to me, and I love this part of the world. I did have the pleasure of living up here in my early 20s. I'd love to live here again, but unfortunately my husband doesn't like hot weather, but I'm really delighted to be here today for this really important event. So as the Queensland Government's representative, I'm really happy to support the opening of this ARC51 Community Hub. And I commend ARC for getting this project over the line in some really difficult circumstances. Like, who could have actually foreseen a few years ago that we would have COVID and the supply chain issues? So to get it to this point is actually a huge achievement. So social infrastructure like this building brings people together, and it addresses our most essential needs. It's a big part of what makes our communities strong, vibrant and livable. And to achieve this, all sectors need to work together. So this is an example of where we've got state government funding, we've got not-for-profits working together, we've got council support, we're just working across sectors to come together to make our communities better places. So the Queensland Government's $15 million Community Infrastructure Investment Partnership It's boosting the capital of 13 not-for-profits across Queensland. And so one of those is a flagship initiative and the other 12 are through a competitive grants round. And this facility was awarded $1 million through that process. So, and the other thing I really want to highlight here is that not-for-profits are funded for services. They're really good at delivering services, but having a construction project is something different altogether. So to actually sort of step above your day job delivering services and bring this amazing facility together is another really amazing thing. So these projects are helping communities to recover from the social, economic and personal impacts of COVID. It's supporting jobs, addressing local issues and improving access to services now and well into the future. We've estimated that over 5,000 Queenslanders are going to benefit from this grants program. And fingers crossed we're going to go to Treasury and ask them, beg for some more funding so we can do it again. So let's hope so. So in September 2021, the Deputy Premier, Dr. Stephen Miles, announced ARC Disability Services as a recipient of the funding for this project. With this investment, ARC Disability Services has created this amazing, flexible, welcoming place for people living with disabilities in this area. It will increase the accessibility of services and programs, as well as community participation in response to the growing and emerging social and economic issues in this region. I'm really proud of this project in particular. It's one of our largest funded projects, and it's a delight to be here today and see how this is going to help this region become more united and more resilient. So please join me in celebrating everyone who's worked so hard for this project, especially Ben and his team.
Thank you, Carrie, and I apologize for standing over there. I got told I wasn't allowed scissors in my pocket. Next, I'd like to invite Liz Brown. So Liz Brown is the chair of ARC Sport.
Play you in with a tune. Okay, and I'd like to add my acknowledgement to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. Thank you so much for that previously. And how exciting is it to be here today, watching all of this work come to fruition, particularly on today being International Day of People with Disabilities. I think it's very apt that we're here today to be able to celebrate the opening of this amazing building. I think ARC Sport first recognised about 10 years ago the need to start to expand our services to better meet the needs of the Kings community, and particularly in the southern corridor of Cairns. So it just goes to show how long it takes for a project like this to come to fruition over that time. So it has been 10 years in the planning, and it's wonderful to be here to celebrate it. So the design and function of the space was put together by a subcommittee from the board with the management team and also with some of our participants input as well. So I think you'll agree as you walk around what an amazing space has been created. I think too, as Carrie indicated, the last 2 to 3 years have been very challenging. So to be able to complete a building and a project such as this within the context of issues with supply chains, issues with contractors and all the difficulties that have happened across Australia and indeed the world at that time is indeed testament to Ed and the project team and to Richard Construction, thankfully, and your team, but also to the ARC management team for bringing the project together. So thank you. I think, again, just thank you to everybody who's participated and been part of bringing this together today. And I'll hand over to Ben to talk a little bit more about how we're going to use this amazing building. Thank you.
So I get to talk to 2 things today, but one important thing to note that the purpose of today's opening is actually the 3rd of December, which is the International Day of People with Disabilities. So it's a day where we recognise the contributions and achievements of all people living within our community who have a disability, and this will be another community asset for the southern area where people with disabilities can call home and receive services. We will actually now, so moving forward, we will spend the rest of December nesting and finding our bearings down here in the community. And we will commence operations from here from the 9th of January, so will be when people will actually start coming in our services. We will start connecting with local community groups and services, so that way this community resource, which is the hall and the commercial kitchen. If you haven't seen the kitchen, make sure you do a tour, it's amazing. But we actually already have 2 groups that have snuck in between now and Christmas anyway. So thank you to the board for spearheading this very long-term project and making it come to fruition. It would be remiss of me if I don't actually also mention some other people. So thank you to Peter Galvin, who was ARC's contract manager, who isn't actually with us today, but the project work around understanding construction is not anyone within internal to ARC's specialty. So thank you to Peter. We'll make sure I'll pass on to him that I've said that. Thank you to Richard Field and your team, because without your professionalism and commitment, this would not have been achieved in a short time frame. Considering, I think handover was the 31st of January, so in 11 months we've gone from absolutely nothing to what we see here today. Thank you to PD Designs in Woodvale for the multiple iterations of designs that we had to go through from the time when Peter and Dale. There was many times of having to go back and say, can we just change this or what about this? And thank you for your patience through that process as well. Thank you to Town Planners and Nikki for the direction and the initial spearheading of this. Pauline Benko, interior designer, who was very supportive and made all the hard decisions. And most of all, thank you to Core Fitness and Edmonds Vet for putting up with us for the last 11 months. Thank you everyone as well. So with much further ado, Callista, would you please come and join me in cutting the ribbon with this and Harry? So you've got a very special task of cutting the ribbon officially.
We're going to turn around this way.
We're around the other side, hey? You're right.
You know what?